Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave that 5-star review for Johnny's little face. I'm Shane. I'm joined by Johnny as always. Johnny, how are you feeling?
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you can get right now the Arizona Cardinals plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Why do I say that? Because one J.J. Watt has been activated off of injured reserve ahead of the playoffs next weekend. Plus 2,000. Get it now. It's a celebration. Do it.
Yeah, it's some exciting stuff, some fun banter from our PHNX Cardinals account. Johnny, I would assume that was you with the, very good at pulling pictures. Fun stuff, carrying that. I just like when players.
J.J. Watt this
Yeah, I just like when players announce big news in GIF format. I know GIFs are for old people, but the way he did it was very funny.
Look at this handsome man that's going to be back kicking ass, whether it be at Dallas. Look at him. He might bring his weights with him. Oh, my God. It is a blessed day. And, thankfully, or maybe not, for PHNX Bets Daily, it's the first chance I get on here today to talk about it. So if I was on Wildcats, if I was on Sun Devils, whatever I was on, I was going to talk about J.J. Watt today. So I'm going to fit my narrative in when I can.
Well, before we get into our picks, what do you think why do you think they're undefeated? Do you think it's actually just strictly because of him, or what do you think he's going to add when he comes back?
I think he's going to add passion and emotion that this team can sometimes be without, lackadaisical. And that's not a knock on Kyler Murray and some of the other leaders that they have, but we'll talk about this more tonight on PHNX Cardinals at 5:30. Myself, Frank Sanders, Chirsten Susel. But they were 7-0. Not only were they 7-0, they were beating the holy hell out of people. And part of that run was without Chandler Jones. So this is going to be the first time that Chandler and JJ have played together since early October. And Chandler's playing well. So, I mean, if I was Dallas, if I were the 49ers, I would be pissing my pants for the challenge of the weights with a returning number 99, because by all accounts, he looks good. Give me a 75% JJ Watt. I don't care. I am so confident now with this inclusion that they're going to win their first round matchup. It will be, I will tell you definitively right now, it will be my DraftKings pick of the week this time next week. I don't care who they're playing.
Well, I hope you're as confident you are in the Cardinals as you are in your picks this week, Johnny. Let's throw up your picks for the weekend for Sunday.
Let's do it. All right. So a couple different tasty nuggets that I like. San Francisco, I have to pick them by default, but I really do think 5 straight wins over the LA Rams. I want to take the money line. I'm too big of a coward to do that, but they are plus 4.5 at LA. I think that's a field goal game in the fourth quarter. Either way, that's easy money, as are the Bucks -8 at home. The Bucks are trying for the 2 seed. They're going to just completely slaughter Carolina, who even care? Are they starting Sam Darnold? I couldn't even tell you. But Brady, Arians, with all this AB stuff, they're going to be motivated. They're going to run the football. And then the Saints. Do you think, with or without Taysom Hill, it sounds like he's going to play, Sean Payton is losing to Atlanta with the playoffs on the line? I do not. The Saints are going to roll. They have a sneaky good defense. Kamara looked good last week. Take them, run it. Even if that number gets up to 4.5, I think it could. Still take them. And then last but not least, I'm confident the Cardinals are going to win. But that number, 6.5, 7, is too high for a team that doesn't play well at home. Take the over in that game. Seattle scored 50-plus points last week. The Cardinals are on the cusp now with returning James Conner of having their offense almost solidified. There's going to be a lot of points in that game. Easily take the over 48. I think it could get to 50-52.
Yeah, I like it. The final week of the regular season is so fun to bet on, especially when teams need to clinch. And a lot of my picks are based on some stats about that. So we'll go into mine right now. This was a scary stat that I saw, Johnny. Teams that need to win in the final week of the regular season to get into the playoffs, or have to have a team lose to get into the playoffs, have gone 16-26 against the spread when playing teams with no incentive at all. And
that sounds made up. Is that real?
13 of those 42 teams have lost straight up So that's what a lot of this is based on.
Mm.
So I'm taking the Texans plus 10.5, and I know the Colts aren't in that situation. I'm sorry, not the Colts. Who are they playing? The Titans. The Titans need that 1 seed. But it's in Texas.
I don't
I
hate
think
that
this.
pick. I don't hate
No,
that pick.
I think this Texans team has been playing some really good football. Even if Derrick Henry plays, I don't think he's gonna. Even if he does play, I still think that this Texans team is good enough to cover 10.5 points at home. Then I also like the Seahawks plus 7 in this game. They're playing inspired football. It might be Russell Wilson's last game as a Seahawk, and they always put up a tough fight against a divisional opponent in the Cardinals. And then I like the
Rashad Penny
Steelers.
back from the dead.
Dude, it is bizarre. It is crazy. I mean, the dude couldn't stay on the field for more than 4 snaps in his entire career, and all of a sudden he's looks like an all-pro. It's strange when things are clicking in Seattle. And then I also like the Steelers plus 3.5 against the Ravens. This game to me is strange because you're getting Tyler Huntley again. The Steelers playing really good football, inspired football for Ben Roethlisberger. And I just think 3.5 is too many points. Yeah, defensively at least. I think 3.5 is too many points. And I also think that Ravens are done, and the Steelers have better skill players at all positions. And then I like this gross under 38. Cincinnati at Cleveland. Nobody's playing for Cincinnati. Cleveland is gross. Baker Mayfield's going to die. Under 38. Give me that all day.
R.I.P. Baker Mayfield. I have something I guarantee will happen on Sunday. Cardinals hosting Seattle. We will have a moment or two on Twitter where people, writers, I will not tweet this, but other people will say, because of the Cardinals' performance for whatever a time, a period, a quarter, will say, can we activate J.J. Watt today? Can we get J.J. Watt on? Knowing full well he's not going to play this weekend, but I'm a little bit concerned about the Cardinals and their run defense against Penny and company because, Pete Carroll loves to run the football. That offense looks like it's come out of their sputter. Russell Wilson finally healthy. But on the flip side, Arizona offensively, Seattle, they have no safeties left. Carlos Dunlap's questionable. Bobby Wagner's out. They should take care of business on Sunday.
Yeah.
Joe says they should activate Watt today. My man, the anticipation is killing me. I would say more or less he will practice all week and be activated. If they play on Sunday, he'll be activated Saturday. If they play on Saturday, he'll be activated Friday.
Yeah. Well, if you want to take any of these bets with us, our props, our locks, or just these picks, you can on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. New customers who bet just $5 on any football game this week, including the national championship on Monday, you get $200 in free bets if the team you bet on wins. So let's wind down the season with a big win. You can combine multiple bets in the same game for a bigger payout with the same game parlays. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable, and most of all, it's really fun. You can deposit and withdraw cash whenever you want. You can bet on dumb things like the thing that Derek bet on the other night. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter.
I didn't.
My God, that was the strangest looking sport. Or you can bet on normal things, or you can bet on Russian ping pong, which also slaps. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that promo code PHNX when you sign up. Bet just $5 on any football team, college or pro, and win $200 in free bets if they're victorious. That's promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Johnny, you want to get into our props?
Yeah, I got a couple tasty props that I feel pretty confident on, and they both have to do with the LA Rams. I do not think Stafford against this secondary for San Francisco. I want to be wrong here. I'm kind of hedging my bet, going with logic over my heart. He usually starts the game off with a single interception and works his way up into the fourth quarter, which I think he leads the NFL in touchdown passes in the fourth quarter. Take the under for 1.5. The Niners don't intercept the ball. Their defensive backs are putrid. Their safeties are average. I'm not saying that I don't think San Francisco's got an opportunity to make Stafford uncomfortable, but I think they're going to do it more with their front seven and Nick Bosa and company. So take the under there. Cooper Kupp, outside chance. I believe it's roughly 170, 180 receiving yards to break the single season record by Calvin Johnson so many years ago. But big fat asterisks on it if he does it in 18 games. They're going to force feed him the ball. Unfortunately, again, I don't think there's anybody on that Niners squad that can cover Cooper Kupp. He took off in the fourth quarter last week, or excuse me, the second half. I think he hits that receiving mark early. I don't think you'll have to sweat that out at all. So sprinkle a couple of these into a parlay with a couple of our earlier picks. But both, I've watched too much LA Rams football, hoping that they will lose this year. I feel like I have a pretty good sense of who they are as a team.
So Joe asks, how do you think this game goes pending Jimmy versus Lance?
I think Kyle Shanahan desperately wants to start Jimmy Garoppolo. By all accounts, he looks good in practice. I do not think Trey Lance can beat this LA Rams team. I just don't. I don't think he's got a long way to go, and I don't think Jimmy clearly is a top 12 to 15 quarterback. But I've seen Jimmy Garoppolo when he's healthy beat this team. They've won again 5 straight times. Kyle Shanahan, as much flack as we give him, has beaten the LA Rams with Nick Mullins and CJ.
I was just about to say that. You don't think that Trey Lance can beat him, but Nick Mullins can? I mean,
I don't think those. I just don't think enough of Trey Lance as a thrower of the football. But I will say, if they get a lead, they will run it down LA's throat because you can run it on LA. Trey Lance had, like last week, barely targeted George Kittle. You lose so much in the passing game. And that's not like, I'm not trying to prop up Jimmy Garoppolo. It just is what it is. The reason that they're in this position is not because of Trey Lance. Jimmy got them to, 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah. All right. We'll go into my props for this weekend for Sunday. Ty Johnson under 20.5 receiving yards. I think that the Jets are just going to play some fuck it football and throw the ball deep downfield a lot. I don't think they dink and dunk that much against this Bills team. I think that number's way too high. And then Trev Dog, my dude, Trevor Lawrence, over 14.5 rushing yards. Watch out, America. Watch out. The Jacksonville Jaguars going to beat the Colts at home.
No,
it's gonna happen. Watch out.
No,
yes,
they've won. I think 8 straight meetings dating back to 2014 in Jacksonville.
It's gonna be 9.
They've got people. They've got Bill O'Brien flying into the building. Trevor Lawrence. This could be Trevor Lawrence's last game in Jacksonville. I'm just throwing that out there. This could be
Trevor Lawrence's last game in the NFL.
No, I think he and his family, if they were wise, would demand a trade. But Bill O'Brien, Kellen Moore, they got people. They're checked out. My man is going to be sacked infinite amount of times. My guy, Kwity Paye, University of Michigan.
All right. Same shit last year. Do you remember what happened the last time they played in Jacksonville? Do you remember what happened? Mike Glennon. The Colts were up by 5 with 4 minutes to go, and Mike Glennon led a game-winning drive.
I think the Colts, after that bad loss to the Raiders last week, will get their.
But they were decimated by COVID. They had COVID protocol everywhere.
They're back. They're fine. They're back.
Yes, they're going to win.
Jacksonville is by far the worst team in the NFL this year, and Lawrence has been a hot mess disaster.
I disagree. I think the Giants are, but
whatever. Okay, apples and oranges. They can take
exactly. Well, that brings me into my Dieffenbach, the lock of the week, which is also the DraftKings pick of the week. It's Jags plus 15, baby. That number's inflated because this Colts team is hot and they're playing a really bad Jacksonville team. But you have to remember the Jacksonville Jaguars are almost an NFL team and they're at home. I think you see a weird good performance from Trevor Lawrence. I think this performance he's going to give on Sunday is going to be one of those games where it makes people think, oh, he might be actually good. And then people think good of him next year, and then he just shits the bed. So I'm taking the Jags plus 15. It's my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week. Download that today. Use that promo code PHNX when you sign up. Get your free bets, baby. Jags plus 15. I'm jagging off for the last week of the NFL, Johnny.
It's that, you know what? That's very fitting. That is very fitting. Here's what I'm going with. My pick of the week. Yeah, let's go. The aforementioned New York Giants are the only team in the NFL without a winning record or above 500 or at 500 in the last 5 years. Washington, I don't care who they are. If their stadium is collapsing upon you, they are going to destroy Joe Judge and the New York Giants because the Giants are a complete and utter embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Judge, you can get him on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, minus 1,000 to be fired, or plus 1,000 to be fired. Again, plus 1,000 to be fired. What? Joe Judge, the first coach to be fired. So if the Giants fire him Sunday night and he's the first coach to be fired before Black Monday, you can get him plus 1,000 right now.
Where is that?
It's on the app. I'll show you later.
Okay, that's amazing. I'm so glad you can bet on something like
Plus
that.
1,000, Joe Judge. He is gone. It's only a matter of, do the Maras, a proud franchise, an organization with the Giants, wait until like Tuesday and pussyfoot around.
Uh-huh.
The players have quit.
Taylor Heineke's elite.
That's a proud franchise. I think they are going to be taken to the woodshed. I would not be surprised by a final score. I'm dead serious, of like 30-0. I think they could be shut out and have 20 or 30 points dropped on them consecutively.
This is another thing I wanted to bring up. TMA Presents just brought it up in the chat. He said, do the Jags risk winning and forfeiting the number 1 pick again? That is so Jacksonville Jaguars. I can't even imagine.
TMA, love that. Love where your mind is. And at the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence has been the biggest disappointment in the NFL this year, along with his head coach Urban Meyer, although they were playing better with Urban. There's no way the Colts with Frank Reich. If Frank Reich, let me just say this for everybody who just loves to just gush over Frank Reich, former Cardinal quarterback coach, now Indianapolis head coach. If Frank Reich loses this game, I never want to hear a GD thing about Frank Reich being an elite head coach again. I would say if he loses this game, Cliff Kingsbury is a better NFL coach. Easily. Frank Reich, fraud if he loses this game. He's a nice coach. He's not elite. He's not a Belichick. He's not a Sean Payton, right? That Colts team, I will bet the house on who they play next weekend for them to lose outright. They beat the Cardinals, and the Cardinals beat themselves, and the officials beat them on Christmas Day. The Jaguars, the only reason they're not winning is because Lawrence has been terrible. Otherwise, I kind of like it, Shane, with you taking plus 15. But goodness, what's the money line in that game?
Let's see. The only thing I'm scared about is them remembering that what time is this game? This scares me a little bit.
It should be prime time. Let's get the Jags in prime time. Jags will have a Sunday night game before the Cardinals do this.
Okay, this game is 11 a.m. You can get them at plus 650. That's boring.
What we should do is we should extend our PHNX tailgate show, since we're doing it remote, and just do a watch along remote with the Jags Colts game and do commentary for the game.
That would be elite. Them and the Lions. Them and the Lions both play at the same time. So if the Lions are winning in that game and so are the Jags, then the Jags are just going to lay down probably, and vice versa. But who knows? Going to be a weird one this weekend. Super excited to watch some football on Saturday and Sunday. Johnny, anything else to promote before we get out of here?
Well, of course, you can head on over to gophnx.com. I've got a brand spanking new article up on why, of course, J.J. Watt is back. You really think he missed this opportunity to kick a little ass in the playoffs with his many Cardinal teammates? Check out that and more. The talented work of my many peers, including the established Craig Morgan, Mike Luke covering Arizona football recruiting, Gerald, Jesse, the whole gang at gophnx.com. And listen, if money's a little tight, I get that. You can join us on a monthly basis. Join our family. The first month's going to only be 50 cents. That's nothing. The subsequent months are going to be $8.99. But if you're feeling frisky, and the recommendation I would make is $59.88 for the year, you're going to get a free t-shirt from our phenomenal PHNX merchandise locker. That's the entire year. You get access to premium content.
You also get a coupon for Johnny's hugs.
No, I'm not touching anybody, but I will say, if you're thinking about getting that year membership because you want a free t-shirt, we are unveiling a brand spanking new t-shirt this weekend. You are not going to want to miss it, just ahead of Cardinal postseason football. Get on it, gophnx.com.
Fired up, baby. Head over to that PHNX locker. Check out all of the sweet, sweet merch we have, and the sticker packs and everything alike available now. And if you're a member, you get discounts every single week. So do with that what you will. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. We'll be back next week on Monday. Follow me on Twitter at Shane D. Follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. You can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. Before we get out of here, actually, somebody tweeted this at our account. They said a prop bet to keep an eye on. This comes from Dude in the Desert. A prop bet to keep an eye on. Stephon Diggs needs just 6 receptions to hit his incentive clause. That would increase his base
Ooh.
salary by $1.5 million the next 2 seasons. Safe to say
he's hitting
Josh
that.
Allen will be feeding Diggs. Hammer this one. I love that
Hammer
pick.
it.
I love that take, and I love the fact that they reached out on Twitter. So if you want to be
We
a
love our
part of the
community
show
here.
like that, definitely follow PHNX_bets on Twitter. Thank you for tuning in as always, and we will be back on Monday. Peace.